motion, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Back at it again with another shade of blue. We are the KC Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. We have 5 in the chat tonight. Thad Bell, Robert Russer, David Greenwald, and Carrie Robinson. Apologies to those listening. It is a Tuesday in which you are getting this episode. Things get a little weird for the offseason. Here we are. We got a full chat ready to do this show. An unfortunate weekend for the KC Current, and we're going to start right there. Thad Bell, the Kansas City Current, fell in their first game of the playoffs without Temo Chewinga or Michelle Cooper. Thad, what happened?
No Temo, no Cooper, half of a Bia, and Vlaco
Right.
needed to rest them more often and perhaps play some style that didn't rely upon fast wingers to get the ball down the field every single time.
Yeah, heartbreak central over here. It was looking real dire for the first,
Oh, God.
I don't know, 60 minutes, something like that.
Really ugly first part of that game. I felt zero confidence for some of that.
Unfortunately, I do feel better about losing in extra time than,
Yeah.
right at 90. It feels like there's a little bit more.
I'm sorry, but David, once they get the equalizer in stoppage time, the 96th minute, once you get that equalizer, you're at home, you've got the momentum, you've got to win that game, right?
Dude, I lost my shit. I was so excited. Because I was in such a bad mood watching this, being like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you got to be kidding me. Even without Temwa, even without Cooper, like, come on. And then we level it, and I'm like, we are absolutely going to just beat them in like stoppage, belt to ass in stoppage time. And then it didn't happen.
Yeah, once the goal went in, I thought, I honestly thought we had it. Carrie, I did not know going in the half of Bia. I did not know that she was carrying an injury. What was going on there?
Last week when they played the Wave, she went out right before halftime started. And she was not seen in practice this week. Later to find out that she ended up playing with a MCL sprain. Not great, but Vlaco said that there was no way that she was going to sit on the bench or not be on the bench at all.
Yeah.
So player safety is rough, especially when it comes to women's soccer. And they've been under players and teams, especially during the Euros, have been scrutinized for stuff like that. But at the same time, Bia is probably taking out Vlaco. Like she's probably threatening him with her size, everything.
I mean, Logan played a whole playoff game with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
But they did not know that though.
He was keeping it that's valid. He was keeping it a secret.
All right.
I don't know how you don't know that, but anyway.
But Thad,
He can't turn laterally, but I'm sure he's fine.
If he would have hustled back on defense, he might have figured it out. But he didn't. He was just scoring.
That I could have this wrong, but in my head, those are the 2 best players. The Current were without Michelle Cooper and Temo Chewinga, and that seemed like it was a tough battle to get over.
It was. But in fairness, Gotham was without their best scorer, Stair. So
That's right.
that somehow balances out. But the Current are so focused on how they play with Timoa and Cooper also, but Timoa especially, just that speed. They just did not practice enough in games without her. They had games without her, but they still play the same way. And lobbing the ball up to the Bina, who is nowhere near as fast as, well, many people.
Yeah.
So it's just things like that. That's one where I think Vlaco does own some of that, but it is still tough to win without those 2 players.
I agree,
Carrie,
Thad, but
go ahead.
Lowe in the post-conference, very emotional, was talking a lot about the wind. So
Yeah.
how much of impact was the wind?
She also came back and said the wind was not.
She did.
She wasn't
but,
blaming it on that.
Yeah.
It was a tale of whichever direction the wind was going. That's when we've all played soccer in a windy game. It's much easier to be attacking with the wind than it is against the wind, just the way the ball goes and stuff like that. That's what
Okay,
she
on a
was
scale
saying.
of 1 to 10, how brutal was the wind?
For me, it wasn't bad at all, but I was standing up against a wall out of the wind. So
You
Yeah.
weren't kicking it into the wind, is the difference.
yeah, I was smart and I was in a sunny, non-windy spot. So I was not very cold. Other people were, right, Carrie?
I don't know. In the stands, I'd probably say maybe like an 8. But like in the first 5, 10 minutes, you could tell players were trying to figure out how to play with their wind because balls are just stopping right there
Yeah.
on the field.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I've coached plenty of games when the wind has been a factor, and you've got to consider it. But yeah, still the tactics that were used, like you were saying, Thad, they had to play a different way. I would like to see them pressing higher up the field to begin with. So
yeah,
Yeah,
and the wind is it's the current stadium is sitting on a river with a lot of open space, so it's going to naturally be more windy than some other places. So again, that's not an excuse. And Lo was trying to make it clear she wasn't using an excuse. It was just that it was a
right.
tale of different halves, which way
Yeah.
they attacked.
Carrie, they have played several games without Temo Chawinga this year, and we've talked about that they are obviously not the same attacking core, but it seemed like every one of those games they would eventually get the goal. They just didn't in this one.
That's true, but this is the first time that the current have played without Temwa and Cooper at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're factoring that. I thought Nichelle Prince had a really good game, solid game. But you have Ali Setner who hasn't quite shown out as much as she
Yeah.
was kind of expected to. Kind of playing both the 9 at points and then coming back to the midfield to try to create something. And, I think the way that Gotham pressed, it was just really hard and it clogged up that middle to even get any shots out or any passes to into the final third.
I think
Not to
Ali
make
had
any
the best shot the first half. She drove that one that the keeper made a great save on. But otherwise, it was even in the extra time. It's like, guys, ladies, let's shoot the ball a little bit more. I wanted to see more of that. I think it was a little too much at times of trying to find the perfect opportunity.
Shoot the ball. That's what Cody's been saying all these years. I can't watch this without thinking just shoot the ball. And I took a little victory lap. I had a bunch of people over here on Saturday for my Friendsgiving, and the NCAA Women's National Championship was on. The Kansas Jayhawks played. BYU is who they played in the final, and they lost on a girl who just took a rip from 10 yards outside the box because those keepers can't get to the corner, and they scored. And that was how the game was won. And I took a little victory. I was like, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast. I hope someone saw that.
Yes, because
No.
you're the only one that's ever noticed this, Cody.
Well, why aren't they
Not-
doing it, Thad?
not
I know.
not to play into Cody's vanity, but I did feel like Gotham's first goal was weak. It was a good
was.
touch to create separation, but I didn't feel like it was a particularly powerful or even a great play shot. And I'm sure somebody who's played keeper or knows keeper better than I do, Mike Kuhn, will probably defend it, but I felt like that was a very savable goal.
I mean,
Lot
so
of head-
was
lot
so
of
was
head
one last
shaking.
week as well, to that advantage. And I didn't watch the game even before that they lost to Houston. But they did not have a very good end of the season, losing, finally having to come back to win a game, and now just this.
Maybe Lorena's not good in cold weather.
Or did they take their foot off the gas a little bit at the end of the season? I think that's a fair question to be asking at this point. Dominated all year. Did they take their foot off the gas a little bit, Thad?
I don't know if they did or not, but I know they preached that they didn't. You
Right.
know, I think once they clinched the Shield, they did intend to like kind of take a couple games with just letting people rest, and they were. Vaca was rotating a lot of players at
Yeah.
that point, a couple
Yeah.
players every game. So I mean, even when we say he wasn't rotating players enough, perhaps he should have set Timwa more often or something like that. But he was rotating players. And then the intent was to crank it back up. And then they had a loss and then had to do a comeback game. And then you go into the playoffs and it's not quite up to full speed. I think that's always a danger of winning a shield or the top spot too early.
I mean, that happens in most sports, right? Like you see it a lot in the NFL where a team will, clinch the playoffs and then take maybe 2 weeks off because they don't want, you don't want Mahomes to get hurt.
Oh,
Um,
every year when someone takes off week 17, I'm like, you're screwed. You're screwed. And honestly, the Chiefs did that last year, and I was proven wrong entirely. They made it to the Super Bowl, but yeah.
well, so let me ask this because I think this is always a big debate, especially with, American soccer fans. I know it happened a lot with sporting fans in like the mid-teens. American soccer and American sports in general, we're all built around the playoffs, right? It doesn't matter how good your regular season is if you don't come home with the championship trophy from the playoffs. And as a lifelong Kansas Jayhawks fan, I've watched my team be the best in the country all year long,
Hell yeah.
only to go out with a wet fart in March. So this was an historic season for NWSL. This was the most dominant season in the history of the league, and the league's admittedly not that old, but I mean, it was an epic season that ended awful. Would you rather have gone through the season, hoping and praying to catch a playoff spot, really up and down, some okay performances, some just awful ones, and then go on a hot streak in the playoffs?
No.
Or would you rather watch 8 months of dominance and go out like we went out?
Yeah, I would rather do what the current did, right, Thad?
I don't know. I mean, you can argue both ways, and I can see validity to both ways.
But I'm
But
asking your specific opinion.
I'm sorry. Call me European centric, but the Shield is legit. You won the Shield, you won the league. That's where I'm standing.
the Shield in NWSL is legit. The Shield in MLS is crap. Doesn't mean
because
shit.
because you don't play everybody.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. But, I think my point and I want to hear Carrie and Robert's also opinion on this, but like I would rather spend an entire season enjoying myself, watching the games, enjoying them, watching my team be
100%.
great. And if it ends up with a shield, to me, that's an accomplishment, right? Like if
Yep.
I watched
Yeah.
8 months of awesome, and yeah, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but it was meaningful and it was fun, right? Rather than squeaking in because we were not great and get hot. And, it's always fun to watch a team lift a trophy, but I don't know that I want to suffer for most of that season just for us to hope and pray that we get hot for 6 games.
Yeah, I agree to that. And especially as a overall KC soccer enjoyer, if I'm watching one team that's really bad and I'm watching one that's like sometimes bad, sometimes okay, I'd rather take the championship or the have the 8 months of pure joy as the other team is sucking so bad,
Yeah.
you know?
I can handle a disappointment in the playoffs. That's just that every teams do that every year. That's just what it is. But I would rather the sustained winning. That's objectively the better win there.
I mean, that's just American culture right there, is disappointments in
America.
playoffs.
Yeah, let's just admit the playoffs are for sadists. I mean, seriously, because you play this whole season on such a high level, and then you're expected to go into this system, this playoff system that is based a lot on who's hot at the time, but you've been sustaining it for so long and you're asked to sustain it at even a higher pitch now, because everybody gets a second chance at you. It's for sadists. Come on. I mean, who's going to be able to survive that? And that's why so many teams get knocked out.
Yeah.
But going back to the question, yeah, I mean, I want to know that my organization is doing things right and I want to enjoy that season. And I understand that more so when they lose in the playoffs that, hey, number one, they were great all season. Number two, I'm pretty confident next year we're going to have a shot at it.
Valid.
I mean, and even Vlaco said earlier this season, like he did not expect this team to be where they're at now. He expected this next year. They were a year early on their plan, on his plan.
Okay, Carrie, you just brought me back. Thank you
Like
for
for
that.
next year, you're like renewing your non-existent season tickets.
My belief, David.
You're applying for a press pass next year.
Yeah. Well, I do that every year. So, Carrie, they did not win the final. Temwa won the Golden Boot. So I have been saved. I am in no way happy about this. I would have loved to have been forced to do a video with Off to See the Wizards, but I did not get that opportunity. So I'm avoiding the teal hair, which is thankful for the events that I have to do. But I would have done it, Carrie. I would have been happy to do it. I would have preferred the sweep of the KC Current this year.
Yeah, I mean, we still have Temwa for 4 more years.
Yeah,
3 more
we've got
years.
so many more years of this.
Let's run it back next year.
Yeah, but in the meantime, they need like a hip replacement or something for her.
Mhm.
So
Whatever ensures her back on the field, definitely.
so since he only achieved half of it, maybe we should only do half of his hair in teal.
Ooh, not bad. That's not bad.
Or
Like a
I
teal
am-
stripe down the middle, kind of go with current red to the side.
I mean, he's already halfway there with the red.
Yeah, I just
It's
need
perfect.
half teal, and then we'll be looking good. Okay.
So are we all relieved that the final's not in KC again this year?
Yeah. I'm also I mean, yes, I would have wanted them to go all the way to the final and all that stuff. But with the way plane flights have been and plane tickets and stuff,
Oh,
Sperry and
God.
I were actually talking about driving to it.
Hmm.
27, 28 hours of driving and then coming back. And you know how much that would suck to go all the way there and then have them lose in that game?
Mm. Yeah.
I've done that before. Not obviously with the Current, but I used to go to the NCAA tournament every year to watch my beloved Kansas Jayhawks, and I drove to Louisville to watch
The
us lose
basketball
to
or soccer?
basketball.
Just had to clarify that.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, look. If KU soccer made it to the national title game, I would consider it. Like, I mean, I'll root for anything that they're doing. But
What
I
about the
drove to-
women, David? The women made it to the final this time, and you weren't there. What happened?
They also made it last year. They won it last year.
Back-to-back finals, David, and you
Hold on,
weren't there.
pause. Conference finals or national finals?
That one was
Conference.
this
That
is
one was-
conference.
yeah,
But the
yeah,
conference was
right.
at CPKC. So did you go to that?
No,
Last year.
no.
Yeah, it was there last year, but not this year. And the Big 12 is not that good.
But yeah, no, I once drove to Louisville, got a hotel room, watched them lose to Villanova, and was like, I have this room for another night, or I can just drive back to Kansas City all night long because I hate being here right now. And I chose that option.
Oh, David, we've been hit hard as KU Jayhawk fans over the years in the March Madness tournament. But no, I am always
I've kind of enjoyed it.
I'm always very considerate of that trip when I'm talking about what I'm going to go do for a sporting event. Like if I really want to go travel for this thing, what would it be like if we lost? So I'm very in tune with that. And yeah, the Jayhawks have really hurt us over the years. More wins than most, but yeah, we've been hurt hard in March Madness, David.
I've seen us lose in Louisville. I've seen us lose in Omaha. I've seen us lose in Kansas City. I've seen it's always pretty tough. But this goes to like my whole theory behind why you always want to win the trophy, right?
Yeah.
Like I would prefer to win the playoffs, but I've watched KU win 29 games in a year and be like absolutely dominant, and then lose a March Madness game to some team that nobody's ever heard from. Like, what's a Stanford Cardinal?
We would rather the back-to-back Big 12 championships and be good all year than have the 9 seed that makes it to the Elite 8, right?
I mean, look, I say that, but also like if we were the 9 seed who made the Final Four, I'd be pretty stoked too. Whatever copium I need to get through the day, I guess.
Yeah, this doesn't compare, man. This does not compare. An NWSL Shield is you play all the best competition throughout the year and you're the best. If you win a tournament, a conference championship, you've only played another 11 teams that are probably half of them are mediocre at best.
Mute him.
Well, then Thad, they lost. Then this is a really bad loss. I don't think Carrie, you mentioned it would be really disappointing if they failed to win the cup at this point. So then Thad, what you're saying, that this is a really bad loss.
I'm saying the Shield is the better championship than what you guys were saying, like winning the Big 12 for basketball. Like that's what I'm saying.
Carrie,
yes, it is disappointing for them to have lost, especially in the first round. It's not an argument, but it's
especially 1v8 when we didn't know when Gotham's fate was not finalized until the very last game.
Mm-hmm.
It still sucks.
Okay.
I could give you some hope that there's only been 3 times that a team has won the Shield and the trophy. Do you
And
know
one
who?
was last year.
Yes.
And we've done this trivia somewhere else, haven't we?
We
Yes, we
did
have.
that
Yeah,
already.
you're
Yes,
right.
But see if they know it. See if they
Imagine,
know it.
imagine how much worse we would have felt if Timois and Cooper had played and lost.
Yeah, maybe we get a little silver lining there.
Can
was-
We
you
would have won if Tim White had played.
imagine walking into the locker room and seeing Temois and Cooper?
Sitting
Right.
there all fresh in their in their civilian clothing.
Hmm.
Okay.
DiBernardo was there too, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, like all the players on season-ending injury were there, or pregnancy, or whatever.
The Current did qualify for the Champions Cup, right?
Yes, that is new.
Okay, when does that kick off? How soon do we get to start watching the Current again?
I don't know if those dates are out yet.
Unannounced, David. But earlier than we would.
Last year, from the one that started this year, the group stage started in August of 25, and the knockout rounds take place in May of 26.
Don't try to figure that shit out yet, because it's in flux every year. Wait for a press release that tells you what to know.
Why is CONCACAF so unserious? Like, why is it such a joke?
Oh, it's CONCACAF, but also segment 3, we're going to talk about the MLS playoffs, of course. And how
Also
about
a joke.
David, if we're just talking about that, like that the first round is the series, and then when we need it to not be random, it's 1-game playoffs for the MLS playoffs. That's what I'm just saying. They just swing and miss. I don't understand. We keep messing up with this. Thad, what do you got?
I was just gonna say before we do leave the segment, there is just a little bit more current stuff I was gonna throw out there.
Yes, please do, sir.
The NWSL awards finalists were named, and there was multiple current players in there. Timois and Bia for MVP are 2 of the 5, I think, possibles.
The real Ballon d'Or.
Izzy and Kayla for Defender of the Year, along with Avery Patterson, Terry McCown, and Jordan Bugg. Goalkeeper Lorena is one of the 3 eligible. Midfielders Claire Hutton and Dabinia are 2 of the 5 eligible. And then, of course, Vlaco is one of the 3 eligible for Coach of the Year. So, man, I don't know.
Every discipline possible, they've got
except rookie.
Finalist. Except rookie. Okay.
Yeah.
They have rookie. Oh, sorry. We have
We
a rookie
didn't have a
here,
rookie.
just not on our team. Yeah.
So yeah, they're in there, but it's 2 of them in most of those, except for goalkeeper and coach. Well, it's 2 and 2. It's 2 and 2 of them. So it could separate the vote there and split the vote and end up with somebody else that's undeserving. Anyway, I just wanted to add the extra current info in there.
Okay, we'll be right back. All right. We've got a national team break coming up. That Gio Reyna is on the list. You and I have talked a lot about Gio Reyna over the years on this podcast. Do we think this is his moment to make an impact? Is he going to become a stalwart on this team? Is he finally ready? Is he playing games? I don't know, Thad.
He's not playing games. He's not being a star anywhere, except maybe in him and his parents' minds.
Him and his parents, Robert, his parents think he's great.
Well, of course they do. We all think our kids are great, right? Yeah. I don't know Claudio Reyna, and I respect him as a player that he was, but I don't know where his parenting skills went. I don't know.
He's the stereotypical American soccer parent. Are you kidding me? It's like ingrained in our DNA.
I don't hear of any other national team player parents being this way.
Oh, I'm sure Triple G's a real pain in the ass when it comes to Seb.
Oh, Pulisic's parent.
Pulisic's dad came
Yeah.
out.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's right.
Can you believe that we are living in a time where we have a Berhalter, a Reyna, and a Klinsmann all on the same roster?
And they stink.
And none of them chosen by their dad.
I want Benny to coach the U.S. national team just so he can freeze out Jonathan Klinsmann.
I mean, is it really freezing out if he doesn't get any playing time?
I mean, just let me have this. This is
Okay.
let it be funny, Carrie. So, I mean, Gio's not playing for. Is he playing for Gladbach now? Is that what team he's on?
He's not playing for Gladbach. Yes, that's the
He's
team he's
on
on.
Gladbach's roster, and he
Yes,
plays
right.
like 4 minutes a game
He's played more there than he did
for
with
Dortmund.
yeah and
But
all that stuff, but
Not
not
saying
a whole
much.
lot more. And he has become very familiar with the feel of their pitch.
what? So what is it? Because for a little while it was injuries, but how is this guy who was the next big thing, right? And this isn't like like a youth international who's dominating. He's more developed than his 17-year-old peers or whatever. I mean, he was legit. Where'd the wheels fall off?
I don't know. You see the moments of him being legit on
Yep.
all these teams. You can see it in the games during all of this frustration with him. I don't know where it went. I don't even know that there's a moment it all fell off. I think it's just there are players with the talent, and then there are players with the talent and the mentality to do it. And that we've been waiting. How long do we have to wait?
I've given up. I mean, I understand why he calls him into camp. I understand why Pochettino calls him in, give him a look, because he's not used to him. He's not had him in camps and stuff like that. So I get it. But if it was me, he sucked when I watched him play down at Swope Park. He's mental, he's talented, and I just would not call him into a team. And I don't blame Berhalter for not for I don't blame Berhalter for anything he did other than mentioning it at the wrong time in the wrong spot.
One thing you gotta love about our old friend Peter Vermees is he would never put up with that crap, and he never has for Sporting. If Gio Reyna ever showed up in the Sporting Kansas City, he'd be gone in what, 1 week, maybe two.
Ah, that's
Middle
so
of the
true.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's the midfielder that we jettisoned like halfway? He subbed in and subbed out against Atlanta.
Maori was it Jose Maori?
Jose Mauri.
who made a 15-minute cameo and then got
Yeah.
jettisoned into space.
And then Dom Dwyer scored on us. Rough game.
Gary, why do you gotta do that?
Hey, Dom's still playing. He's in like the 3rd division in England.
Yeah, he is. He scored a goal this year, like not that long ago. He's playing in some division in England.
3rd division.
Yeah.
I think he's in League One, right?
Yeah, so I think League One, maybe League Two, but I think it was League One. You're right.
Jose Mauri's still playing, I think.
Yeah. Yes,
You know,
but
You
not
could,
here.
you could find
No,
all of
without
this
club.
at kcsoccerjournal.com.
Yep. Look for
Thank
Mike
you, Gary.
Kuhn's articles, and he will tell you exactly where every former Sporting current player is.
I love
was.
those articles from him. It's so good keeping up with everybody.
I like looking for the Swope Park Rangers players that I was convinced were going to be the next big thing.
Yes, yes.
And so
same.
the very early years of SPR coming back, when we went to back-to-back championships, championship games, we had a couple guys that was like Kevin Oliveira, who I will always love because his agent came onto our
I was
website to talk
hoping you
shit.
said Kevin Oliveira.
I
I
love
was
Kevin
hoping
Oliveira,
you said
but
that name.
but we had a Brazilian dude, and I can't. Oh God, I can't remember his name. But
Igor Juliao.
No, he played
was
for
the
the first team.
Brazilian
No, no,
guy.
no, 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 no.
That was the first guy I fell in love with.
No.
I saw him one day in practice, and I fell in love with Igor Juliao.
He had
No.
a good run.
But he played for the first team.
Right. He's talking here. David's talking about the two team.
But I was convinced, and he plays for Ayrton.
Yeah.
Ayrton, who I was convinced was going to be like the next big thing. And then Yalefi. Those two, I was like, this is the path. This is first the SPR to the first team, and these guys are gonna be like Ayrton is gonna take over for Benny. And and now he plays, I think, in like 4th division in France.
The Oliveira, that was the guy with the manager that was posting on our website. He was the
It was
guy that
awesome.
would just put some throw some shit at a wall and see what would happen.
He was a legend. He was so pissed at Vermees, and he came to our website to talk trash, and it was awesome. Well, all right, let's talk. So we've got friendlies against Paraguay and Uruguay coming up. So
November 15th against Paraguay, and November 18th against Uruguay.
oh, that was nice. Put a little zhuzh on it, Cody.
Yeah, I didn't say Paraguay properly, but
how
Uruguay.
many days is your Duolingo streak?
That I don't know. What are we at now? That's probably past me at this point.
I've passed you. I've even sent you streak freezes to help keep you going.
Yeah, so here's the deal on that. I discovered another app that was the same idea, but for history and like math and science, like where you could like learn proper things. And it was all AI, which is the same as Duolingo, Thad. And I can't do it now that I'm aware of how AI Duolingo is. I'm having trouble really getting back to it. So I only go back and I do the one thing every day. So I've really been slacking on it. My streak might be coming to an end.
Okay.
What's the app? Well, tell me later. Don't give them free advertisement unless they want.
I don't even remember what it was, but it was a good one, honestly. And as I was doing these things, I'm like, this is more fun than Duolingo. So I don't know. I was doing this for so long, Thad, and I can't speak Spanish. So what am I supposed to do?
You can't speak Spanish because you don't speak Spanish to people. You're only speaking Spanish to Duolingo.
I know, but
that's the problem.
What you always hear people say is like, if you want to do Duolingo, you can learn the vocabulary, but you're not gonna learn to speak it.
Yeah, you have to.
But then you go to the locker room after a game, and you walk up to one of our Spanish-speaking friends, and you say, "Hola, me llamo Cody.
Oh my God.
Yo soy un gringo. Mi español es muy mal. Ayúdame, por favor." And then they'll speak to you slowly and clearly, and you get to practice.
Wow, well done, David, this whole time. David speaks pretty good Spanish this
Hablo
whole
un poquito
time.
español. You guys heard me speak Portuguese to Benny.
But in the same vein that the players are afraid to do an interview in English, I'm a little afraid to try to speak Spanish to them.
But when they do interviews, it gets published and translated.
Yeah, that's true.
When you speak to them in Spanish, they just laugh at their media friend who's trying real hard.
Okay, you sold me. You sold me. But David, I'm sorry. I kind of went on a tangent there for you. You were bringing up the friendlies here, the 15th and the 18th, Paraguay and Uruguay. What are you thinking about these friendlies?
Well, hold on. You itched my ADHD brain, and I want to know one fun fact you learned from this weird app that you are on.
I learned that Marco Polo wrote he was pretty much just writing a journal of all of his adventures, and that you wouldn't think of these that any of these adventurers would know each other or be around the same time or any of this. But Christopher Columbus got his book and used that to learn about the 7 seas and used that on his journey. He used Marco Polo's written book to learn about where he was going. Obviously didn't help because he landed in a spot he didn't know. Thought he was on another half of the world. He was way wrong. But there are written notes. You can find written notes from Marco Polo and Christopher Columbus as he was writing notes in the margins of reading Christopher Columbus's book. That's what I learned. Thank you for that opportunity, David.
Okay.
So the biggest thing you learned was people could write.
Annotate even.
Okay, I'm just saying, come on, that's great. You would never have thought that any of these explorers were like on the same page or using each other's information. I thought that was really interesting.
Well, Cody,
I'm proud of you, Cody.
I have a history degree, so I actually would have thought that.
I'm sorry, you can find written, like, we have the paper. Like, you can see written notes from Christopher Columbus. That's crazy.
Have you ever been to a museum?
Okay, David.
These are cool buildings full of
Okay.
Yes. There's some really cool stuff in there.
Where
some of
is
it's
it that you've
paper,
seen
some of
this,
it's
David?
stone, some of it's bones.
Dude, the Magna Carta's on display.
Yes, the Magna Carta. You didn't know that Christopher Columbus used Marco Polo's book on his journey. You did not know that. You didn't know that he was writing annotations and that we have those notes available to look at. That's so cool.
But not
But
shocked
now-
by it.
But now we do, Cody. It's so great to have a host.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Robert, do we
Thank you,
move on,
Robert.
or do I double down and tell him that I knew this?
Were they
No.
doing math back then?
You you move on to talking about
Okay.
the friendlies on November 18th, 15th and 18th against Paraguay and Uruguay.
All right. So keeper, we've got Chris Brady from the Fire, Matt Freese from New York City FC, Patrick Schulte from the
Schulte.
Crew. Schulte. Whatever. I've heard it both ways. And Matt Turner, who finally gets called back in. What are our thoughts on this crew of keepers?
Oof. I am.
How do we not have a Euro-based keeper?
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm kind of
wait.
back. Yeah. What do you got?
Where's
Um,
Matt Turner?
Matt
No.
Turner
You
was
have the
not
wrong
caught
list.
up. He was
Yeah.
not caught up, surprisingly.
Matt Freese?
But
See,
to
that's
be
what I didn't
Hold
think
on.
he
I'm
was.
reading an article that came out.
Way too long ago.
and Matt Turner is practicing with Crystal Palace, by the way.
When
Yeah.
the fuck did this come out?
I don't
Okay.
know, but you're reading the
With the
wrong one.
F-bomb.
The keepers are Roman Celentano, Matt Freese, Jonathan Klinsmann, and Patrick Schulte.
So glad I went to David for this. Dad, what are you?
I'm so
thinking?
glad you gave
What do
me
you
too.
think? Do you think Matt Turner should have been invited? What do you think about the current situation at goalkeeper for the Yanks?
Freese is in the lead. I mean, that's pretty obvious to Pochettino.
Yeah.
Turner, he's been decent in the past, but I don't blame Pochettino for looking. I mean, I know people will say, "Oh, you got to be calling your real team in and everybody and all that stuff." He's still looking. He's still looking because nobody's
Yeah.
earned it yet.
Yeah, I'm with that. Robert. Are you on board with the putting out feelers still? I know it's getting close, but we got to find the right lineup here.
Oh, for sure. Matt Freese has been doing a pretty good job there, but yet to see how good he is with his feet and how often we're going to use him for that. But I don't know if you're ready to move on, Cody, but I'm concerned about these center backs.
Yes.
I found the right list. I used Marco Polo's book, and it guided me appropriately to the right list.
A
Did
little outdated.
watch the annotations there?
I did look at the annotation. The problem was my Italian's not up to date.
There it
So
is.
when
There it
Christopher
is.
Columbus was guiding me using Marco Polo's notes, it
Right.
took me to October, not November, and that's my fault.
All right,
Marco
tell me
Polo
the
is the
defenders, and I
Italian.
want to see if you're right.
Max Arfston, Serginho Dest, Alex Freeman, Mark McKenzie, the forever 40-year-old Tim Ream, Miles Robinson, Joe Scally, John Tolkien, and Austin Trusty.
Well done, David. Well done.
Proud of you.
How is Tim
That's
Ream
fine.
still playing? Tim Ream is my age.
And where is Chris Richards? It was a Chris Richards summer. Why can
Is
we
that
not
like a
continue
Brat
this into
summer?
the fall? Yes, it is the new Brat summer. The Chris Richards summer.
David, I just want to correct you on that. Christopher Columbus is actually Cristobal Colon because he is Portuguese, and it was Marco Polo was the Italian.
Okay. Thank you.
But anyway, as we talked about before, Tim Ream is on the roster simply because he's the best distributor that we have on our back line. Do we need to find somebody better? Yes. If you watch the MLS playoffs, Ream got reamed. So
It can't
yeah,
be Ream. I love Tim Ream,
I'm
but
hoping we find somebody.
but Thad, can it really be Tim Ream when we get to this next World Cup? Can it be him?
If they don't find somebody he trusts better, then
Oh.
that's who it is. I mean, name the person that's
Yeah,
going to replace him right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm absolutely with you on that. But also, during the last World Cup, I was like, if it's Ream, it's just this whole time it's looked like Ream, and it's this whole time. If it is Ream, I think we're in trouble. I would like to have something a little younger than that.
Well, the other concern in the back line is no Jedi yet. Hopefully he's going to get in shape and be able to be ready come July or June. I'm sure he will be, but still a bit of a worry.
I don't think any American soccer player is actually tough enough. They're all fragile. They're all fragile.
Is that
They're
Italian
all
or
like
Portuguese?
it's a Christmas story. Um,
He's
It
right
just
on all
seems,
counts.
it just seems like they're all so injury prone, and it leaves me more worried than having changed coaches in the midstream. So
I mean, so the players are playing more games than ever before. Like
yeah,
there is no off season anymore. So
right.
I mean, they are all fragile, but you know, there's just nonstop with all there's the Nations League, who cares? There's the Gold Cup. I care a little bit more, although we're not supposed to care anymore. We're supposed to care about the Nations League. They have club competitions all year long. I mean, when are these dudes supposed to rest?
Where were you on Pulisic taking the summer off from showing up to the national team?
Yeah, there we go. There was the question. That's when they
I
rest.
this is very timely and topical,
Landon
but
Donovan hated it, David.
I hate Landon Donovan's fake hair, so I don't
Oh,
really
he
care.
looks
It's fixed now.
objectively, he looks worse, right? Objectively, it was a bad decision. I think he looks worse.
No, he looks better, but he's still. I mean, I know what he's supposed to look like, so no, he doesn't.
He looks like
Look,
he can be in sync now.
look, at the end of the day, right? You can't fight your genetics, and the hair transplants didn't take, and like whatever. But like Lando, you are a bald man. Just be a bald guy and own it, and it's fine. Nobody cares if you just own it.
Okay, but his opinion on the national team.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't. Who cares what he thinks? Like this. The
That's
sports are just riddled with guys who were incredible players and are crappy coaches and crappy managers and crappy pundits. Who cares what he thinks?
he lost any credibility to tell me what he thinks when he said we should root for Mexico. Period.
Yeah, same.
Can you believe that man coached Alex Morgan's last career game?
Oh God, that's right. Wow. Oh man. Okay, well hold on. Going back here for the history buffs out there. Cristobal Colon was born in Genoa. He was born in Italy. He sailed for Portugal.
I'm
So
so
he
glad we
was
have a
Italian.
host.
Did he
And
find
and
the right
who
Portugal?
and who got that? Who mentioned that he was Italian?
Okay,
My
well at
history
least we got
my
to it.
history degree is mostly useless, but every so often it comes in handy.
Your
And
degree is in history, David?
And political science, because that's what you get when you want to go to law school and you're not good at anything else.
That's one degree, history and political
No,
science.
it's two
Those aren't.
degrees. I have two bachelors. Well, I double majored. I almost got an economics degree
Oh,
too.
look at this guy.
That was too much math.
All right, midfielders: Sebastian Berhalter, Aiden Morris, Gio Reyna, Christian Roldan. Which I have a Christian Roldan story in a little bit. Tanner Tessman and Timmy Tillman.
Timmy Tillman back out there, Thad.
He was called as an injury replacement for Tyler Adams and the guy I can't pronounce his name.
The always
Sean
fragile,
Zawadzki.
the always fragile Tyler Adams.
Yeah, everyone on this team is always fragile, David.
This this is a very peculiar like group. We're getting to that stage of needing to kind of dial in the roster for next year. And it's not kicking the tires on a bunch of new kids. It's not the guys who are like the old hand vets who probably ought not be starting, but should be like on a team, right? Like Roldan has value to a team, but if Roldan's starting over like our, best 11 midfielders, like I'm gonna be pretty pissed. So it's just such a weird mix of dudes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But also, Roldan is the kind of guy you have on the field that wins you an World Cup quarterfinal.
Is he?
Like Wando was.
No, he's that's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you for saying that, David. He's the opposite of what Wando was. In my head,
way? In what way?
he's the
He
guy
doesn't have
that's
W's.
he's gonna be out there and he's just gonna make things happen. No matter who is on the field, he's gonna be himself. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna do what he always does. He's gonna make things happen.
Based on what?
I don't know, David.
Vibes.
Vibes.
Cody,
Okay.
I don't agree with you. I'm just trying to help you.
I think we should start an indoor team and we can be Vibes FC.
That would be original.
So, Carrie, Roldan is not in your starting midfield?
No, never.
At the World Cup?
Well, starting
Not the World
midfield,
Cup.
no.
You just asked if in your starting
Okay, so
midfield.
so he's gonna be a game changer, is what you're saying, Cody.
I'm saying you bring that guy in the second half in a game where you need something. I don't know. That I guess what I'm getting at is he's the guy that is that characteristic of a player that this team kind of lost over the years. We were the gritty, hard to beat teams regardless of the talent level.
Yeah.
And he's in my head, he's that kind of guy that's going to get out there and go up against, it doesn't matter the competition, he's going to play that same game.
I actually kind of agree with you, Cody, that he is one of those guys you want on the team. I'm not sure he's going to be the one that you bring in to win a game, but he might be the one you bring in to close out a game,
Right.
and score or help score a couple of goals here and there. He's not, I don't want him starting a major World Cup game, but I'm looking at this midfielder list right now. Berhalter, maybe. Morris, maybe. Reyna, not now. Roldan, Tanner Tessman, Timmy Tillman. Like, I don't know. None of those are looking at making me go, that's the starter.
Yeah.
There's no McKinney, no Adams,
So
no.
David,
Yeah.
your question isn't why isn't there this player should be in there. It's just you're just hoping that we do have multiple players better than him.
It's just it's a peculiar construction of the roster between guys who I don't think any of these guys is going to be starting in the midfield for the U.S. national team at the World Cup. I'll be
Okay.
I think it would be a bad sign if they did, because I don't know that any of them are better than Musa or Pulisic or
Right.
Tyler Adams if he's bubble wrapped up until the first game of the group stage.
Yeah.
Or
Up until the first two games or however long it takes him to get hurt during the World Cup.
But isn't that the purpose of this roster, is to find out those guys that really need to be the supporting guys for those guys,
Yes.
don't you think?
yeah,
I think so, Robert. Yeah.
And going back to roll down, he also has a very high soccer IQ. He's not going to come in and really screw you up. He's going to be a solid replacement. He's going to maybe take the place of some guy who just isn't having a good game, and you know what he's going to give you when you put him in. So in that way, I definitely agree with what Cody's saying.
no, I think he's belongs on the roster. Like he should be on the bus or the plane or would I don't know how much cross country.
Hopefully a
travel they have to do.
plane. Hopefully.
Well, the bus from the hotel to the stadium, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. He has a spot on the roster. If he is starting, we have problems.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Can we take just a very brief moment before we talk about forwards? Cody, what are you watching on television? Because you've got this like rave lighting going on in your room. It's very distracting. It goes really bright to like dark to like red to blue. And I feel like if I microdosed, it would just be like an interesting.
It does really look like that now.
What are you watching? What is?
I did just have on the Monday night football game because I had it was a very tense moment in my fantasy league. But that game is over, so I haven't been watching. I've been focused. I've been paying attention here. But yeah, you're right. It looks like rave lights around me.
It's pretty rad.
Okay, Thad, forwards.
Brendan Aronson, Folarin Balogun, Diego
Done.
Luna, Ricardo Pepi, Haji Wright. 5 forwards, 4 keepers on this roster. That seems weird. But anyway.
Robert, I do like that list of forwards.
Yeah, Pepe scored an important goal for his club recently. Balogun, obviously, Wright have had good matches for the U.S. recently. Luna, I mean, he was good during the Gold Cup. He hasn't been much since. So this may be one of his last chances. And Aronson brothers are always those guys who are like, they got the talent, but they don't really do a whole lot for the U.S. when they come in. So, maybe it's the last chance for him to really show his wares as well.
Aaronsons give everything they got, though. They
do
work their asses off. And I will say similar for Luna is he most of the time works his ass off and is willing to sacrifice his body and his face, his tattoos, his piercings, his Muppet hair, everything. He's willing to do all of it. He kind of has like Guy Fieri hair every once in a while, but anyway, he's willing to do all that shit. I like Luna. I don't he shouldn't be starting for most games. Again, the only games that him and Roldan should be starting is the third game in a group stage when you've already won the first two and you don't need the result to move on,
Hopefully that's what happens. Yes.
right?
All
So
I can think of is Guy Fieri playing, and every time the ball goes out of bounds, he's like, out of bounds. How obnoxious that would be.
He's
the
like, "You
shot is off
crushed
the
it,
hook.
dude."
And how he's like, oh, I get to change my hair every day.
You put a bunch of stuff into a garbage can, crushed it, man.
Why can't this country find an actual 9?
You don't think Balogun is it?
I do like
No.
Balogun, David. I like
Why not, David?
I, every other country has like an actual guy
No.
who is. They do. Like
Not every other country.
No.
all the
Okay,
good ones.
let him finish. Let him finish.
No. I said my
Okay.
piece. Like
Okay.
who? Like England has Harry Kane. They also
Oh.
have other dudes.
It's England.
Great example. Great example. Really old.
Of what?
Harry
What's your
Kane.
example? What
Nailed that,
are you trying to
David.
say?
We don't have like an elite 9, and all these other countries seem to not have a problem finding one.
I'm just saying, you were just searching for the entire world for a 9, and you went with England and Harry Kane.
I mean, that's the like. Okay, do you want Richarlison from Brazil? Because I would
Well,
take
that's
him
better.
over Balogun.
That's better.
I would take him over Balogun. I don't follow
How about Portugal?
Argentina. Portugal was a one-player team. They have Ronaldo, and
Still.
I mean, they'll roll out his corpse. They'll weekend at Bernie's him.
Quite literally, the course of my entire life, they've been a 1 or 2 player team.
I mean, who will they start up top? But Pedro Neto or João Felix?
Is João Felix still going? I guess he probably
He's
is.
playing.
Right?
He's playing in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
What a fall from grace. But I mean, it just seems like so many other countries can find a dude who can like really make things happen.
I don't know, man. That feels rare to me. Like
don't know.
sometimes it feels like there's a team that does it, but they don't have a good team. Like they have the striker and they have nothing else.
Germany's struggling to find a 9 right now.
Mm-hmm.
They won a World Cup 11 years ago. Oh my God, 11 years ago.
Oh God.
That means we're going to win a World Cup soon.
I mean, did
Yeah.
Argentina have a strong 9 when they won the last World Cup? I don't think so.
And then
Yeah,
some
that's
have that
valid.
great 9 and don't have a team. Holland,
Mhm.
Erling Haaland, the striker.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said
Right.
Holland.
Yeah.
We
No,
kind of
me
did.
too.
I'm pretty sure the Dutch have more than one guy.
Who
Who
is-
led the line? Cody, you're a fake Argentina fan. Who led the line for them last go around?
Oh my God. The guy the backup for Man City, at the time is who was doing that.
He was wearing blue and white.
He was wearing La Albi Celeste.
No, I think a lot of countries struggle to find a 10 and a 9. I mean, just like club teams do. So they might have more of them than we do, but we have several. They're just not great.
Right. But I mean, I don't even know that. Okay, here's a question. Peak Josie Altidore or any of these guys?
No,
Oh,
no,
God.
not Josie Altidore. How about Brian
That's not-
McBride?
That's honestly, David, well done with that question. Peak Josie Altidore. That one's hard to beat. That dude, like, there was that one year in Turkey. He like scored more goals than anybody.
He was peak for such a short time. Bad example, in my opinion. It's got to be Brian McBride.
Oh my God. Are we really still on Brian McBride?
Yes, he was a hell of a player.
Are you
Carrie, were you
picking-
alive when Brian McBride was playing?
Harry, remember that? Remember the headbutt and he had the bloody head? Oh God.
I do. Yeah.
I started watching in 2014, so no.
Brian McBride played for the national team from 1993 to 2006.
Okay, so I was 4.
Okay, so Robert, if
Yes.
Brian McBride is your best example, it's been since 2006 that we've had like a
Guys,
particularly
we're
great.
taking Balogun over Brian McBride. No, am I wrong on that?
Well, they're different players.
Yeah, I'm taking Balogun, although I'd like to have both of them on the team. Different
Now,
situations.
okay, what about Clint Dempsey?
No,
Wasn't I
not a
mean
He was
striker.
kind of a
he was not like a true 9,
right. He was kind of a false 9.
but would also take it, right? Like
Yeah.
I would take. I mean, Dempsey's one of the 5 best players in the history of the national team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just Dempsey. Every time Dempsey touched the ball, there was a level of confidence that I had that he was going to do something useful with
Right.
it that I just don't have. And I think Balogun is a good player. I'm happy that he's playing for us and not for somebody else, but he doesn't inspire that like we're going to score when the ball's on his foot.
Julian Alvarez nailed it. That was the Man City backup. That was their striker in that last World Cup. Julian Alvarez, great player. And Mac Allister, remember he's like a redhead almost.
Alexis McAllister is a midfielder though.
I know, but I just wanted to say he's a redhead.
I like the when you threw out there Dempsey's one of the top 5 U.S. national team players of all time. I mean, who's next? Landon Donovan and 3 keepers.
Oh my God, this is a depressing conversation.
Hold
I
on.
never thought
Hold
about
on.
it like this.
Do we
I hate
need to
this.
go here?
Landon
I
for
hate
sure.
this.
Guys, it's gonna be a long off season.
Yeah, I hate this.
What was his last name? Hold
Brad
on.
Friedel, Casey Keller.
No, I'm not picking a keeper. A
Okay.
tree can do
Iola.
what they do.
So who's the GOAT then?
Burmese.
Pat? Is Clint Dempsey the GOAT of the national team?
Oh no,
Hair plugs.
I have to go with LD.
You're going Donovan. Okay. I
Who
think
are you thinking of, David?
I would say Dempsey over Donovan, and it's probably not fair, but I think in terms of like mentality and leadership, I did not ever really enjoy watching Landon play. Like I rooted for him, but I did not enjoy myself.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Felt a
Landon's
little
got-
dirty.
Landon's got the numbers and the stats and all of that, especially for the national team. But in my head, Clint Dempsey reached the peak of a better player. Like Clint Dempsey was a better soccer player.
I was a
1v1,
big
Dempsey
Kobe-
kicks Donovan's ass.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Thad. There you go. Thank
I
you.
was a big Kobe Jones guy as a kid. I liked him a
Oh,
lot.
Kobe Jones. Great name.
Yeah, but Landon had everything. He had smarts, he had speed, he could finish, he could pass. Dempsey didn't
quit.
have all those tools.
No, but he
No.
quit.
But he had
Cage
vibes.
fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he had vibes. He talked shit. I'm on Team Dempsey.
So who's the guy you're trying to think of, David? Did you come up with a name?
It was Kobe Jones. I was
Oh,
like, it's
okay.
Kobe something. But I was like,
Yeah, Jones. That's a
I was
tough
like,
one.
is it? But then I was like, is it Colby or Kobe? And then I started to question myself.
That was Kobe. He's still on the
Dude, he was so cool.
broadcast.
He was so
He's still
cool.
on the broadcast for them.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah, he was David. He was always one of my favorites too. I'm with you on that.
That 94 team was so much fun.
2002 team was so much fun. Is DeMarcus Beasley in the top 5?
Carrie shaking her head. Yeah, yeah. Those were the days.
So let me ask, what makes Donovan better than Dempsey when don't they have the same number of goals for the national team?
Well, that's what I mean.
But Dempsey did it in fewer games, right?
But didn't Dempsey had a longer career overseas?
Yeah,
But
right.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about just
that's always the
national
cut
team.
on Donovan. He didn't go overseas and challenge
But
himself.
no.
enough.
But let's just talk about national team itself. Don't they have the same number of goals? But
Yeah.
Dempsey did it in fewer games.
Oh, do they? I was just assuming that Donovan had the better of that stat. It was just in my head. Dempsey hit the peak. Dempsey was better than peak Donovan. But I don't know. Different positions. Donovan was scoring goals, and Donovan was a world-class player there
They have
for
the
a
sure.
period
same
of
number
time.
of
but-
goals. They have the same number
Do
of
they
goals.
really? Interesting. Well,
According
What
to
about
the
assists?
always accurate Wikipedia, they both are tied with 57 goals. Donovan
Uh-huh.
did it in 157 games.
why are we not
he
talking
also had
about
And,
that?
58
and the
assists.
pride of Nacogdoches, Texas, did it in 141.
I'm
Yeah,
just
but
a
he
kid
also had
from
58
Nacogdoches.
assists. Come on.
So
I'll never forget Dempsey saying, "I'm just a kid from Nacogdoches." Why are we not talking about this more? Those
Also-
two are tied on goals. Why are we
Yes.
not speaking about this more?
also
Because it happened a long time ago.
Landon didn't put out a rap album. So, you know,
So could we just
Lin-
trade peak Donovan for Reyna and peak Dempsey for, I don't know, Aronson maybe, or Wright or Luna? Yeah, like
would
there.
for Luna? Oh my, yeah, that would
Yeah.
look. That would. Here's the thing, though. If we did an all-time like peak best 11, right? You pick a guy from his absolute prime, you put it together the best 11 for the national team, or we could even do like a full squad.
Yeah, but you know what
I
would
still don't think
happen,
they win the World Cup.
David? You know what would happen then, though? We get a bunch of St. Louis people trying to talk about all these St. Louis players, and it'd be terrible.
Somehow they'll claim Dempsey, the pride of Nacogdoches, Texas.
No, they go
But
back to 1904.
Right,
like, they're like
exactly.
That's too
Dempsey
far
spent the
back
night
for
in a
them.
Motel 6 in St. Louis once. He's ours. But I still don't know that a peak best 11 from the United States is the favorite to win a World Cup.
Oh, they're not.
Well,
No,
no.
not the favorite.
They might make it to the 8.
They might make it to the quarterfinals.
So that's just the reality, man. We're not a soccer power. So when you talk about everybody else has 9s or 10s or whatever, yeah, a lot of them do that we don't have because we just haven't developed that far. Now, I do feel like we were on the cusp of having a lot of players that are because look when they're pulling in guys that I don't even know what their hell their name is or what team they play for.
Right.
I'm happy because that means there's at least enough depth that Pochettino sees some potential in some guy that I don't even know who the hell he is.
Yes.
Before, I knew the top 20, 25 potential U.S. players around the world. And sometimes they were playing in third division and sometimes starting, and that was amazing. This is friggin' awesome compared to what I have been watching for 20 years ago.
Well, so let me ask this. Robert, go ahead. Sorry.
I gotta interject. Dempsey had 19 assists. Landon had 58. Come on.
Whoa.
Who cares about assists? This is we're playing hero ball here.
That's how Dempsey got his goals, was Landon fed him.
Right.
So
Hockey assists are out there.
okay. So here's my question, and this is a very specific question. So you pay attention to the question actually being asked.
Christopher
Obviously-
Columbus.
Obviously, we are all very excited for the World Cup next year because it's being hosted in the United States and it is the World Cup and it is always exciting. Are you excited to watch the U.S. national team playing next year
Yes.
because you think we actually have a chance or because you're just always excited to watch the Yanks play?
Have a chance to.
Actually do something meaningful with the game.
Okay, there you go. Pause right there. David, let's do something meaningful.
Advance past one knockout round. Make the knockout rounds and win a game.
Win a game of the knockout rounds. So a quarterfinal.
I was assuming that we were just expanding the tournament to let everybody play because that's what it seems like we're doing these days.
I think we do have a chance with that as long as
Yeah.
our players are healthy. I mean, yeah, I just look at the current. If we can have everybody healthy.
I
Yeah,
know
so
you-
there's the round of 32, the round of 16, and then the quarterfinals. I think a successful World Cup would be us making the round of 16.
Right.
I think that's fair. I'm
Do you
not
think
going
we'll
to
do it?
judge until we can see what the roster is, though.
Or who our group is.
Yeah. We should get a good group.
We were in the group of death last time, weren't we? We made it out.
Been in the group of death almost every time.
Yeah.
Or one of the two groups of death. It's almost always just the way it's been. But
I think we as fans are just waiting to see, like, we're gonna need to see them beat a team from Europe, a France or an England or something, before we're like, oh, we're ready to do this. But that's just not how the World Cup works. Russia made a run at the World Cup when they hosted. I think that we have the talent in this sphere that if the stars align, they can do some damage. I'm not assuming. I understand it's arguably the best that we've ever had. We should do better than we've ever done. I understand why people are worried about that, but I do think that whatever happens between now and the World Cup, I think that we have the talent on the field that anything can happen. They can surprise some people. Balogun can do something amazing and become a multi-millionaire player. Like I think we have the players that can do that, that can become the sweetheart of the World Cup. I don't think we should come in thinking that we're going to do something great. And I think that will help the team. I think the team genuinely carries a weight around on them, even in these friendlies, because every friendly, it's like, oh, we're one of the best, right? And if we don't win 3-0, then we're not one of the best. So I don't know. Whatever happens between now and then, I think that the team has enough talent to do something fun. I know we haven't seen something that makes us fully believe that, but it doesn't matter. The World Cup, crazy things happen, Thad, and I'm ready for it either way. Honestly, it genuinely doesn't matter whatever results they get between now and the World Cup. The players are there, and if they get in the right mindset, then some fun stuff can happen.
Yeah, and Pochettino will be asked all these questions in pressers and stuff, and he has reiterated many times, it doesn't matter what we do now, it matters what we do next year in the World Cup. So if he pulls in players that don't cut it, that's fine. That's what he learns, right? He's still figuring it out. I'm still not 100% convinced he's the best coach in the world, because I've questioned a lot of that stuff when he was named, but I don't disagree with a lot of the answers he gives and stuff like that. So,
but if he's not the best coach in the world, that means we shouldn't have signed him.
That's just the way I phrased it. That's not what I really meant. But
that's a Jose Mourinho believer.
No, I think he was the right choice. I think he would be
I think Mourinho would be a great coach for St. Louis City.
Oh my God. Honestly, I don't know why, but you're exactly right about that. I'm not sure why, but I think you nailed that, Thad.
Because he thinks he's the greatest in the world, and he matches up with the fan base.
And so does St. Louis. Perfect. Okay, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the rest of MLS. All right. MLS Cup Playoffs. There are 8 teams remaining. 6. I almost said 6. 8
well
teams
done,
remaining.
Cody. Well done.
We've got number 1, San Diego versus number 4, Minnesota. We've got number 2, Vancouver versus number 3, LAFC. Then on the other side, we've got number 1, Philadelphia versus number 5, NYCFC. And number 2, Cincinnati versus number 3, Miami, who Messi just ran a train on Nashville, David. Nashville hates to see Lionel Messi coming.
Do you know what it means to run a train on somebody?
Yeah.
Well, it's got
I don't think you use that
memes,
right. I don't think
Messi-
you use that right.
Messi himself did. Maybe not the team, but Messi himself did.
I still don't think you're using it right. Look, Sporting didn't make the playoffs. I haven't watched a minute of it. I love soccer. The European leagues are on. I don't care enough about watching Nashville play.
You didn't want to watch
some 65-year-old dudes who once played at Barcelona. I just don't care.
You didn't want to watch Miami?
Such a hater.
You didn't want to watch Minnesota beat Seattle? Like that was just fun to watch, David.
That just really captured my interest was, the Loons versus the Sounders. What a legendary matchup that I did not care about.
Yeah, Minnesota never led at any point in that series, and they didn't win a game in regulation. That's how they got through.
I did not know that was going on until I saw their supporters bar, and they were doing karaoke. Great place to go do karaoke, by the way, if you're up there at Black Heart. But they got their owners to come out and do karaoke with them. So I'm feeling inspired to somehow get the Illigs to come do karaoke with Offsee the Wizards.
You want me to ask
That's
Cliff?
never going to happen.
You want me to ask Cliff? Cliff's fun. Cliff's a good guy. He's a good sport. We could probably ask him.
Yeah, David knows him. Goes way back.
Yeah.
Cliff.
So David, I can understand where you're not necessarily enthused about any of these teams, because I root for Sporting. That's a lot of these teams. I more root against teams than I root for teams at times. But the Minnesota Seattle game was an incredible finish. If that was just a random game I come across, second division in England or Spain or something, I would have been intrigued by this game just to watch it.
If you're a fan of sport, that was a hell of a finish.
But you have
Red
to know
card,
it's on.
penalties.
You have to know it's on to tune in. right? And once sporting is eliminated, I pivot to other sports. And the same thing happened in baseball when my beloved New York Yankees were eliminated. I didn't watch another minute of the baseball playoffs. As soon as KU loses in the March Madness, I don't watch another second of basketball. That's how I work. You can hate on it all you want. That's totally fair. But
Respect.
That doesn't
but, like,
diminish how good this game was to watch,
I'm
though.
sure
Right.
it was a great game. I can't speak on it because I don't care. Sporting
Okay,
isn't
then shut
in.
up.
You engaged me. You
Stop
asked
talking.
me.
Carrie, what is this green thing you're eating right now during the middle of our podcast?
11:20 p.m.
The crumble cookie. It's mint chocolate chip cookie.
Ooh, a crumble cookie. Those are very good cookies. There's plenty of people listening right now that know crumble cookies.
yeah.
Are they more expensive than other cookies? Because sometimes I have a like I just need a cookie, Carrie. Sometimes the crumble cookies are a little too much for me. Can you just give me a normal cookie? I don't need an extravagance around it.
Well, they have small ones now. You can get
Oh,
like
they
a
do?
pack of like 3 small ones
Okay.
for like $6.
Okay, well that's
You get a whole
good.
package of Oreos for less than that.
That's true.
What size inseam shorts do they have?
Cody doesn't math high enough to find the inseam.
I'm so glad we have him as a host.
Me too.
5-inch is the proper inseam for a man. 7 inches if you're nervous. Bad. UMKC. You wanted to talk a little bit about UMKC soccer. The Ruse. What do you got for us?
I do, but I'm going to go back to the Seattle Minnesota game first.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that was
damn
it
it.
for the MLS playoffs.
Oh,
What?
I'm sorry. Go back.
We jumped too far, too fast, man. You jumped right out of your 5-inch inseams.
My apologies.
But Seattle subs on a keeper just to do the penalties when they got the penalties.
Yeah.
And his first shot, he dives to the side and hurts his damn hand, which I thought was kind of hilarious. I don't hope he's permanently injured or anything. I hope he's fine. And then it goes through the whole thing. And because Minnesota had a red card earlier, they had to reduce the number. Seattle was allowed to reduce the number of players that can take the shots to 10 because that you have to have an even amount of players, right? So interestingly, the one player I think that they took off their penalty kick list was Christian Roldan. You don't trust him to take a penalty in that, but yet he's also called up to the national team. That would have to, if I was Pochettino, I'm just trying to connect 2 segments together, Cody.
Yeah.
And all this other talk. I said I had something about Christian Roldan later. If you were Pochettino, you now go, do I really want this guy? Can I trust him when it comes down to those penalties late in the game? I do like Roldan as a player, not when he was playing for Seattle, but I do like him. So anyway, that's just throwing that question out there for later.
Well,
So
Cody thinks he's a legend. Cody thinks he's going to win us the 2026 World Cup.
not in
That's
penalties.
not what he said.
I'm
I
paraphrasing.
didn't say that, but
I'm paraphrasing.
Is Roldan an MLS legend? I didn't say that, but now that he said it, I'm like inclined to defend that a little
I
bit.
think national team legend is what you said. I think you said the American Messi.
No, but that's actually a good point. Is Roldan an MLS legend?
Maybe.
I would say we're probably leaning on the side of getting there
Yeah.
He's a
because
stained glass
of-
legend.
because of winning the Champions Cup, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh, that's a valid point. Yeah. Yeah, well done.
Well, he's
Yeah,
won a
he's-
couple of MLS Cups too.
Yeah, he's a really good MLS player. There's no doubt. Him and his
Stained
brother
glass.
are both good, but he's the better one.
But
He's
Thad,
one of
you
them.
forgot to mention that substitute goalkeeper then took a PK
Yeah.
and banged it off the crossbar.
I also found I don't say a new respect because I've always liked Dane Sinclair as a keeper. He's good and he's just really grown over the last few years.
Yeah.
But I have gained a new respect and appreciation for the amount of dark art shithousery or whatever you want to call it that he was
Yeah.
doing. Because like every player was coming out to take it. He was like walking up and talking to them and trying to get in their head. And eventually the refs give him a yellow card and all this type of stuff. But at one point, the AR is actually physically restraining him from walking out there. And he goes, I have a question for the ref. I have a question for the ref. I have a question. I have to ask the ref. And so the AR is like, okay, fine. Lets him go, gets out to the ref who's talking to the guy about to take the penalty shot. And he walks out and goes, So if this guy misses, we win, right? And just just to get in his head. And so a newfound appreciation for Dane
Yeah.
Sinclair and all that. So
Yeah, no,
He-
I'm with you on that. I like that. We've been told for years that Sinclair is supposed to be an incredible keeper. And watching the games, I have not seen it as much as apparently Minnesota fans have. But Carrie, yeah, that kind of changed my opinion. I love seeing that from him.
He might be the most evil Canadian out there.
He might start for Canada. Yeah.
When John Kempen took a PK against Portland back in like 2015, did he knock it off the post or did he just get saved?
I'm not
feel like that was
remembering a
saved.
tiny.
That was the
Puma
double
PK.
doink game, the Saad Abdul Salam double doink.
yeah.
He took a PK before Saad Abdul
No,
Salam did.
no,
in
they
that?
made it to keepers.
He was in the game then.
Tim Melia got kicked in the head
Yeah.
and got
Mhm.
subbed out
Yeah, that I remember.
for John Kempen, who actually played okay. And then the PK went to keepers. Because the double doink is so bad because we had the opportunity to win on that one.
Yeah.
And it went for a couple rounds after that.
Okay.
It went to keepers. And so they scored theirs. And then
Tiny
Kempen
Puma just
missed,
didn't.
and that was the losing kick. But I don't remember if he banged it off the post or if it got saved.
Yeah, no, that does sound familiar. David, your homework is to work on that and find us what
I'm
happened.
literally watching it right now.
What happened on that one? Okay, Thad, UMKC.
All right. UMKC update. The women went to the playoffs for the Summit League and won one game, and then lost the second one. So they beat South Dakota 1-0. They lost against Oral Roberts, who was the number one seed for the Summit League. They lost that one 1-2, so they're pretty much out. I don't think they have any chance of. In fact, I think the women's tournament bracket was being announced today, but I'm not sure. Haven't seen it yet. And on the men's side, though, the men were co-champions of the Summit League. They tied with Denver, although Denver had the tiebreaker, so they're technically first seed. Denver is. Anyway, the Roos played Delaware as the last game. They had to equal or better the result of Denver, all this other stuff. So both teams tied, and it was like back and forth, and UMKC had to come back and score late. It was kind of a crazy game, very fun to watch. But then in the first round of the playoffs, they faced that same team, Delaware, and they beat them 2-0 on Sunday. So now they go to play Denver. And I know I've never fully like get all the RPI stuff, how they rank those things. I know it's opponents and opponent schedule and all this other stuff. But anyway, UMKC Roos are 14th in the nation by RPI. So even if they lose this game against Denver, they will almost certainly be in an at-large bid and possibly host a home playoff game.
That men's or women's?
For the men.
Men.
The women are out. They're done. I don't think I like I said, I think the women's bracket has been announced. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe there's another local team that may have made it that you're glossing over because you're a hater? do you think that's
No.
possible? Do
No.
you think that one of the local teams might have gone 14-5-3 and might be a 3 seed in the tournament, but you're a hater?
Would you care to discuss them? Since you're a
That'd be the University of Kansas Jayhawks, who play California Baptist on November 14th. 3 seed.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
That's right.
I'm giving the UMKC update. You're free to give the KU update.
You're just a hater.
I'm just going the ones that are in town.
So Thad, you didn't watch that
Parent time,
game?
Jason.
I was so sure when I saw that goal go in. I was like, "Oh, Thad's gonna have to give me credit on the podcast because of the way that goal went in." Did you
No.
else watch that? I had a Friendsgiving, and we had that game on during the Friendsgiving. How good of a soccer community is that? We had the NCAA regional championship on,
And
That
they
was
shot the
good.
ball.
and they shot the ball from distance. I'm just saying, shoot it.
Cody, have you talked to
Shoot it.
David Lee?
No, I
Yes.
haven't talked to David Lee yet. No, I have not.
Have you put your application in for head coach?
No. See, this would have to be. This is Where I found in the margins here, my winning in the margins is for the women's game, not for David Lee. I don't think I can help David Lee at all.
You're writing in the margins.
Yeah, that's where you got to win in Major League Soccer.
All right.
Your slide deck for your job with Sporting is going to be about Marco Polo guiding us to victory.
Speaking of the slide deck for trying to become a employee of a soccer team, Chris Ray, who was hired by St. Louis, supposedly came in with like a 120-page slide deck or something to outline everything he would do with the team and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
He was really desperate for a job.
How many of those slides were toasted raviolis?
I don't know. I've not seen them.
We call those
Here
writers.
Is a picture of a keeper, and we should sign one. And on this slide, you'll see toasted ravioli.
And on this side,
and on
it's
this
just
slide,
Klaus.
Klaus. Now, some would say that this is a Roman salute. We're not sure.
Wonder if one slide said, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't have fired Brad Cornell."
Would we want him to coach Sporting?
No, I'm just
No.
All right, so the U17 World Cup is happening right now, and
Yes, it is.
am not going to be able to say much of anything about it other than the United States is leading their group. They're 2-0 with one game left.
Thank you for starting the segment on this then. With
They
nothing to say about
beat
it.
Burkina Faso 1-0, and then they beat Tajikistan 2-1.
Tajikistan, nice.
Who has been the star, David,
For the U.S. national team,
for the 17s? Yeah.
For the baby Yanks.
Cavan, I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Cavan
Cavan Sullivan. He plays for
Yeah.
NYCFC.
Yeah.
No, he plays for the Union.
Yep.
But he's
Yeah,
going
you
to
don't
go
know
to Man
Kevin
City.
Sullivan? Come on, David.
But he's going to. My brother, please stop. Because he's going to Man City, which is why I thought
Right.
maybe he played for NYCFC. When he turns 18, he will be transferred to North England.
Yes.
But he's a beast. That dude's the real deal. I think he's like the second youngest player in the history of the league behind Freddie Adu.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the truth.
Yeah, you should watch the Apple TV mini series that
Yes.
Yeah.
they have an episode on him.
Yeah.
It
His
might
brother's
be-
pretty darn good too.
I only watched it because my friend joked there was an industry plant. So
So the U.S. is leading the group, but they are not necessarily guaranteed a knockout. Well, they advance. They definitely advance. The question is where they land, because Burkina Faso and the Czech Republic are both on 3 points. U.S. is on 6 points with a +2 goal differential. Burkina Faso's at 0. Czech Republic's at +4.
I was about
So
to say, who did Burkina Faso beat?
They beat
Oh, I thought
Czech
you said they were
Republic
at
2-1. No, Burkina Faso beat Czech
Wow.
Republic 2-1.
Wow. Anarchy in the youth national team game.
But so the U.S. has to play the Czech Republic, which is not a gimme. Burkina Faso plays Tajikistan. So if they both win and the U.S. loses, we will all be on 6 points, and then goal differential will come into play, which will be interesting. I kind of dig Burkina Faso because they are the Stallions.
the powerhouses of national team soccer there.
They are the Stallions.
Yeah, that's a good name. Well done on that, David. Thank
They,
you.
they actually looked pretty good against the U.S. They weren't U.S. was the better team, and U.S. struggled to get some goals, but they didn't look bad against the U.S. Do you know where Burkina Faso is?
Yes. Do you know
Africa.
where Burkina Faso is?
It's in Africa, right?
I do.
But do you know
My
where
head-
it is?
I just went for it. Honestly, in my head, that was an African country. Did I
Me
get
too.
that right?
It is
It is an
West
African
Africa.
country.
It's in West Africa.
West Africa.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, West. Okay.
It's
Good.
it's close to Sierra Leone and Liberia, but there's
Ghana. Yeah.
Mali.
there's several countries right there around. Yep.
But the teams in this tournament are so fascinating because you've got so Brazil is in a group with Zambia, Indonesia, and Honduras. We are in a group with Burkina Faso and Tajikistan. But then you've got France, Canada, Uganda, and Chile, which seems like a nightmare group.
Yeah, what the hell? I know all those countries.
It's just a fascinating tournament. There's some real interesting teams.
It's a lot of teams, like 48 teams. Is that right?
and on the women's side, North Korea just won once
no
again.
way. No, they did not.
They are a powerhouse in the U17's World Cup.
I'm sorry. Hold on. It's not. It's
I
not
kid
just
you not.
Korea. It's specifically North Korea.
North Korea
Yeah.
on their 4th title.
That's insane. That's insane. I'm obsessed with North Korea. I'm looking over to
be
the
careful.
right here.
Hold on. Do you want to edit this out before some men pull up and abduct you and ask you a lot of questions?
No, I'll do it. I'm not afraid of them. I've
Okay.
read enough about I'm literally not even afraid of them. I have like 4 books on my shelf right here to my right that are nonfiction North Korea books. I'm obsessed with that country, and I'm struggling to fathom how they have put together a U17 women's team, girls team. Doesn't seem right to me.
Well, the back-to-back winners of that tournament.
Wow, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this. Thank you for that update, Carrie. Anything North Korea will get my antennas triggered.
So they're in the men's tournament too.
Yeah, they're 1-1-1 right now.
How? They're small. Do you know they're smaller than the South Koreans? They're smaller.
Yes, I do know that.
It hasn't even been that long. They're smaller people.
Do you know their
Cody.
language is separating now? The 2 Korean languages are separating because they use words differently with different experiences and to mean different things. Like,
yeah.
So,
Cody, I think you should be.
It's only been like 50 years.
You should be annotating about the Women's World Cup U17s in all of those books that you have.
I should. There are people that want to know about these things.
So, Cody, we've got a couple teams that are making, noise for all the wrong reasons. There's in Group B, New Caledonia.
New Caledonia, not the old one.
They won a point. They drew a game, but they have a -21 goal differential.
Oh my God.
Smacked around. They actually led Portugal. They scored a penalty in the 11th minute, and then Portugal put up 6. They drew Japan, and then they got beat 16-0 by Morocco.
The reason
Morocco is a powerhouse now.
You've got Fiji, who are the Bula Boys, who are 0-3 with a -20 goal differential, getting just pummeled by Tunisia and Belgium and Argentina.
The Bula Boys?
The Bula Boys.
Okay.
El Salvador is actually doing poorly. They're -12. Honduras is -11. This is not a great tournament for CONCACAF.
Carrie, the reason I said I'm not afraid of North Korea is because one of these books I have is she worked for the New York Times and just applied to teach at their most prestigious school in Pyongyang, like where they teach all of these boys to lead the country. She was a New York Times journalist, and they didn't even Google her. They just hired her. She's of South Korean descent, and they hired her to teach their children at this school, having no idea that she worked for the New York Times. And she wrote this entire book telling all of their secrets. It's an incredible book, that.
Actually, I would be interested in seeing that, but I don't think North Korea actually, most of them have access to Google.
Well, but the government does. Their hackers do. They're cryptocurrency hackers. They got like millions of dollars from that. It blows my mind. You should read it. That book is called "Without You, There Is No Us."
So, which one of us 5 have actually stepped into North Korea?
Well, since you were deployed to South Korea, I'm guessing it's you.
Dad, you went across the DMZ?
Yeah.
Wow. What'd you learn?
There's landmines.
Come back.
To run away.
No, there's the negotiating buildings. When you step across the table, you're in North Korea.
Yeah.
Do you have any journals for Cody to read?
Yeah, can I write a book based on this?
I have some photos that I can't show my family. But I took the bus down into the DMZ to see the tree where they hacked all the people to death at.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Honestly, I'm still thinking about why you can't show your family some of these pictures.
I kind of glossed over that part.
I don't think I want to know.
Okay, well, we have covered so much ground in segment 3. Do we have anything else? MLS playoffs, UMKC, the youth national team. Dad, you got any final thoughts here, buddy?
Speaking of women's soccer, though, the women's cup, college cup, is in Kansas City at CPKC Stadium, December 5th and 8th.
That's right. So the final 2 games,
The semifinals and the final.
or the final 3 games. Okay. Very exciting. Good shout out. Are you gonna go, Thad?
I probably will. I have not looked into how I need a credential for that. I don't know if I can go in because I have a current credential or not. So sometimes NCAA gets weird. Sometimes they're really easy. So
Wow, guys, look at this. We went over an hour and a half on this podcast, and Sporting aren't even playing. We thought we had nothing to talk about. Look at that.
so I do want to just throw. I mentioned Corey Ray got hired by St. Louis. I do like David Lee because they were both in the running for the Sporting job, along with 2 other guys who were from Europe. And David Lee, I've always said from the people I knew was in the top 2. Corey Ray would have been in the bottom 2. I'm not saying he's bad, just based upon experience. That's why I would have had David Lee up in the top 2. So I'm happy with who we got versus who they got. And it'll be a really interesting matchup now between 2 new sporting directors of soccer operations, presidente, dictators, whatever they actually called. So
Generalissimo.
yeah,
Thad, how close are we to getting a coach?
I don't know.
Good. Robert, how
Great.
close are
Good
we
to
to getting
hear.
a coach?
Love to hear.
No idea.
I have an interview next week, actually. So
Carrie, all right.
You've proven your word proficient and other Microsoft, tools.
you know it.
All right. We're going to get out of here. Thad, can you leave us with something prophetic?
As the time that we are recording this, it is November 10th. It is the 250th birthday of the Marine Corps. There will be
Hey.
250 more.
Hoorah.
Happy birthday to my fellow Jarheads.
Hold on. I don't want to be the one to say hoorah. Give us a hoorah.
Thad, do Marines say hoorah or do they say Semper Fi? Or do they do
Hoorah.
both?
No, it's not hoorah. It's oorah. OORAH. There's no H in the beginning. That's an army thing. They stole it. They tried to pretend. So depending on which generation of Marine you are, it'll be oorah or Semper Fi or there's a lot of different other ones that I cannot say.
Okay, well, instead of saying sporting, you're gonna give an oorah.
Oorah.
The other side don't seem so tough, and 3 own goals ain't all that rough. Our skipper has just been sent off. Supporters strong have all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.